Magnus, can I ask you a question about managed services?
Yes, of course. Right. Well, for the enterprise, you have many different teams that need to put their service on the cloud. And a managed service it's kind of like this coffee machine that can service all your teams with exactly what they need when they need it. So if you have FinOps, security, compliance, 24/7 operations, you get that problem solved by a managed service just once to benefit all of your teams.
Hello, my name is Magnus Martinsson. I'm a cloud engineer at Devoteam, where I help our customers adopt the brilliant services that we offer. And I want to help you by explaining about the benefits of how a managed service can make your enterprise accelerate your cloud adoption. How is that possible? What is that behind the notion of a managed service that helps you become faster? This answer is part of a series that we have about managed services, where you can benefit from answers to all of the questions that I have already answered by going to our homepage. And if you have another question that you would like to ask, you can ask it there, and I'll see about answering it for you. A managed service supposedly makes you faster. In order to explain that, we need to talk about a couple of concepts. We need to talk about economy of scale. We need to talk about your skills, the skills your teams have and the skills that they need to acquire. We need to talk about good managed service craftsmanship. So if we start with the economy of scale, for this one, I actually have a picture. Sometimes says more than 1,000 words. This picture is from our documentation, and it shows how code and components and solutions that are centrally built by our expert engineers benefits our customers and the feedback loop that we provide. Whenever we build a solution that you want to acquire, you acquire the managed service, and we automatically send that solution to you. So that would be following these yellow arrows here on the picture, where the solution is centrally created and then pushed out in such a way that you can take it and put it into production for your benefit. You have brilliant engineers at your company, no doubt, and we want to respect that. We definitely want to be mindful about the great input that we can get from engineers of our customers. So, of course, an engineer that has a change in mind for the managed service, they can send us an ITSM ticket, and we can look into the problem and hopefully fix it. While that is good, there's an even cooler way, and that is when the engineer is empowered to send a pull request, send the code as it is. Here, I made an update. This is a good change. You need this. They'll send it back to us, and automatically that request comes into our engineering team that will look at it, evaluate it, and say, you know what? Thank you. That is a brilliant update. We definitely need that. So we'll make an official new version of that component with that update that you provided, and we will publish that again as a new version. The great part about that is that this solution will now not only benefit the customer itself that provided the fix, they kind of already had it, but it'll be an efficient sanctioned version that will benefit everyone else. And if another engineer at another company has an update, it will benefit you. That's pretty smart. What's important to understand here is that this cannot happen without our engineers following best practices and making sure that they deliver something with automation and as infrastructure as code, so that it's possible to benefit just building one solution that benefits everyone. That way, this benefit of this solution scales to all customers for all solutions that we have in mind. The next thing I want to talk about again are the skills. You have wonderfully skilled engineers employed, no doubt. Can you ever have enough of them? Probably not. So it could be the case that you might need more and new engineers that are, or upskill the ones you do have, to become more proficient in using cloud platforms, right? So what I've found out there is that People tend to look at the cloud as an engineering or an IT problem. And let's assign some budget to that and have some engineers do, cloudy things and fix stuff. Yes, that's not enough though. You have to be mindful about the skills you need to have on hand. And you need to consider as a business, is it actually smart for us to have all those skills on staff? And do we even have them right now? The cloud is in fact a strategic business and skills challenge more than almost anything else. Technology, honestly, that can be fixed, that can be sorted out. There are great technology platforms out there, and so long as you have the staff to use them, you're good to go. When you are a company, an enterprise that needs to use the cloud for your enterprise and benefit from it, get the agility, the speed, the cost reductions, and all those things that you want to have, a secure platform, a compliant platform, and so on. Well, there are so many things that you need to keep in mind, that you need to focus on, and that's kind of difficult to do. You need to maybe ensure that you have governance under control, and who's going to operate this, and are we set up for automation? Does it actually work? Is everything that we do in the cloud, is it all secure? Can we trust to put customer data in the cloud? There are so many different areas or functions that you need to think about, security and everything, right? So it's hard to keep that on staff, and it's hard to keep up to date and keep on track with that. Instead of you having to have all these people on staff, you might consider getting some of those solutions, some of those answers as a managed service. And again, the managed service, when it is delivered, will empower your organization because it needs to deliver with good, solid craftsmanship in mind, so that it sets up automation to automate your deployments. It is deliverables in the form of artifacts that are code and other reusable solutions. And those have to be just following all the best standards and all the best practices. And that in turn will actually spread out to each and every one of your team in your organization and empower them further. You get these scalable solutions for you that makes it so that you don't have to train each team to understand all the things. Some things they can just get the answer to straight away. When you are talking about how a managed service can help you become faster as an enterprise, well, one thing that to keep in mind is that a managed service is super expert engineers that solve just one specific business problem at scale for many customers. And they know exactly how to solve that problem. They've done it many, many times, and they can do the same for you. That means that you will get the answer straight away and go more towards the direct solution, rather than having each one of your team trying to find their own way to the cloud and understanding how to be secure and compliant and how to operate everything. That's hard. And then multiplied by n number of teams, that's n times as hard. It's just not business savvy. It's just not focused. So getting that solution built just once is probably quite practical. What we need to understand here is that the cloud is a never-ending journey, okay? Once you've made a deployment to the cloud that is secure, well, it's going to be secure today, and then something changes, and maybe it isn't secure tomorrow. And now all of a sudden, everybody in your organization needs to go back and check their solutions to see if that security vulnerability that has suddenly appeared on the internet is affecting you. Well, wouldn't it be good then? Wouldn't it be great to have a team that really takes care of that concern for you? That team is already on the ball. They already know that there is a problem. They are building a fix. They're rolling it out with automation, and it lands with your teams, and they can look at the fix and say, we have the fix. Brilliant. We can roll it out to production. That's going to make you so much faster than having individual teams trying to figure out the same thing. You get, of course, that benefit, again, of each problem being solved once. And when you get those components and solutions sent to you, You get that guidance, you get that strong engineering experience of the cloud sent out to everyone. It's like having a little teacher in each of your teams, and you just get to reap the benefit of that. What you will get out of this, you spend some, you invest in acquiring the managed service to help you solve that specific business problem. In return, you get time. You don't have an infinite number of staff. You can't afford to have that, but you can have teams to focus on your business benefits, focus on building solutions that brings your business forward. And if they get that focus time, instead of having to wonder about how to solve all these magical compliance and security and other cross-cutting cloud concerns, then you get to focus. And that definitely, having that focus without the worry and without those other concerns at scale, over all your teams, they get the same benefits. That certainly will make you faster. So now you know how a managed service accelerates your enterprise to the cloud. If you have any other questions, concerns, thoughts, feedback, please send me a note. Thank you for listening.